In this video, we're going to see if you can use the quadratic equation to solve problems. Now remember, you don't have to have the quadratic equation memorized. If you use the formula chart that they give you on the test, mathematics chart, it's given to you right here. We did it in the last video, but let's see if you can do them. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you. Slide that over just a little bit. Here are 15 questions. What I want you to do is try the first 5, see if you can get the answers for them. We'll come back and try a couple of them and see if you get them right. If you need more practice, they'll be more available to you here. But see if you can get the answer to these. Pause the video, try the first 5, and come back in a few minutes and we'll see how you did. Alright, let's see how you did on your calculations. Let's start with number 1. X squared minus 4x minus 5 equals 0. Now we're going to use the formula minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now just a couple of reminders just to make sure. That's a, negative 4 is b, and this is c. Might be a good idea if you label them before you put them in. So let's go ahead and plug A, B, and C into the formula, and let's see what we get. Minus B, so you have a minus 4, so that's a plus 4. Let me do that one more time. It says minus B, and B is a minus 4, so two negatives make a positive, plus or minus square root of B squared. So negative 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16, and a negative is a positive, so that's 16, minus 4 times A, that's 1, times C is minus 5, over 2 times A. Now just a quick reminder, I'm plugging A, B, and C into this equation. So remember, we're going to have two answers, one with a plus and one with a minus. So let's put things together first before we do that. Plus or minus the square root, 16 minus, okay, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4, times a negative 5 is a plus, so that's 20. And so that becomes a positive 20. So 16 plus, so all that becomes plus 20. 16 plus 20 is 36. And square root is 36. What times what gives me 36? The answer to that is 6. I'll save myself some work. Two answers. Plus 4 plus, I'm going to use this one this time, 6 divided by 2, and plus 4 minus 6 divided by 2 is going to be the other answer. So 6 plus 4 is 10 divided by 2. 5 is one of my answers. And let's see, 4 minus 6 is a minus 2 divided by 2. The 2's cancel. Minus 1 is the other answer. So my two x values, because x equals this quadratic equation, x equals 5. Got that answer right there. And x equals minus 1. Those are my two answers to this equation. Let's try one more real quick. Now if I went too fast for you, pause the video and back up and watch me do it again. But let me do one more for you. And let's see if we get this answer just to make sure we've mastered the quadratic equation. We'll just go ahead and do number 4. 2x squared minus 3x equals 5. Well, I already can tell that that one's not set up right, so I have to subtract this over because it has to be equal to 0. So it's 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 equals 0. I'm going to go ahead and write the formula down. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now, again, it comes right off the formula chart. That's all I'm doing. A, B is negative 3, C is negative 5. So I'm just going to plug them into this formula and see what I get. Minus B, so minus B, and it's a minus 3. So minus of a minus 3 gives me a positive. So that's 3 plus or minus the square root of B squared. So that's negative 3 squared. So 3 times 3 is 9, so that's positive 9. Plus or minus 4 times A, which is 2. C is minus 5. And let's see what we get. 3 plus or minus the square root. We're just going to fix this real quick. Oops, I put a plus or minus. That's a mistake. I'm sorry. That should be a minus. Minus 4 times 2 is minus 8 times 5 is plus 40. Plus 40. One more time. Minus and minus is a plus. 4 times 2 is 8 times 5 is 40. That's 49. 49 divided by 2 times a, which is 2. So I just made this easier. So I just made that easier. As a matter of fact, I can make it even easier because the square root of 49 is 7, because 7 times 7 is 49, so I don't need the square root anymore. 3 plus or minus 7 over 4. So I'm going to have two answers. 3 plus 7 over 4, and 3 minus 7 over 4. So I have one with this answer, one with this answer. So 3 and 7 is 10 over 4. Which I see real quick there's a 2 in both of those. If I take out a 2, that becomes 5 halves. That's one answer. And 3 minus 7 is minus 4 over 4. 4's cancel, minus 1. There are my two answers. 5 halves and negative 1. That's how you work the quadratic equation. Plug A, B, and C into this equation. Just be careful with your charges and solve for each of them. You have multiple examples here on the paper. If you don't quite get it, you can take it to your teacher. If you don't quite remember how to do them, maybe they can help you. Maybe this is just one of the areas that you need help with. But if you did it with me, you got the same answers, good for you. Go on to the next video. We'll see you there.